Hey Pokemon fans, I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are. This is the start of a middle of a match. We're going to go ahead and just kind of do a little summary of a match that I was in the middle of. I decided it was 20 minutes long, but nothing super interesting happened in terms of the match. But in case you're brand new to my channel, I've been opening up one Pokemon booster pack every single day now for over 200 days straight. In addition to that, about 2.5 weeks ago, I started bringing daily gameplay matches as well. This is a way for me to talk about things that are going on in the current meta, and more importantly, just really make sure that I'm trying to take a stab at the Pokemon trading card game every single day. So I try to hop in for matches. Like I said, sometimes I record them in real time. Sometimes I just record them while I'm having dinner or whatever. So the times are just kind of spread out throughout the day when I have opportunities to play. So I was in a very interesting matchup playing against a clone of my deck. And I have to say, I think my opponent might have had both of their choice bands prized or something, because there should have been plenty of times where in this match where my opponent should have been able to knock out a lot of my Zorks, they were also running a Zoric Exeggutor deck with some slightly different lists. I'm actually experimenting with some things right now. If you look at the Zork, at the Zorua at the bottom, on my bench, you'll see there's a regular dark energy attached to it. So I'm experimenting with something. I'm trying to see if it's useful or if the space is worth it to implement in just a couple of regular energies. I was playing against I forget why, Novrine GX. There we go. And now I remember the dragon dude. So I'm trying to experiment right now with a couple things that kind of either item lock things or prevent you from putting on double colorless energy. I'm seeing if it's at all practical for any reason to attach some regular energy or experiment with that in my deck. So far with this match, it was kind of cool. I kind of forget that, you know, just your normal everyday of the mill energy is sometimes great to have, and it actually opens up a lot of possibilities. It both gives my Zoric GX and another attack to use with Trickster GX, and it also allows me to use another attack from the Zoroark from Black and White. And yeah, so just some things I'm experimenting with right now. That kind of is unique to my Zoroark deck. Most other people don't use any other type of other energy other than your regular double colorless energy, which is very standard. Like I said, I had to make the decision what I wanted to take out from my item cards. Actually, it's funny. The other thing that is a candidate to go is either just decide which one I want to keep. Either you see Mew EX, Mewtwo's out here too, actually, right now. Mewtwo EX and Mew EX. What I'm deciding, I think as I'm working through this, I think I'm just going to pick one. Essentially, they're the Buzzwole counter. That's what they are. But they're also great cards too. And I think if I went with one, I think I would probably go with Mewtwo EX right now. Just he can pack a lot of punch for one double colorless energy. But Mew EX has come through so many times with its ability, so I don't know. I haven't decided on that yet, but I probably should just pick one of them, because Mew EX does have a lot lower HP, so I really don't play Mew EX unless it's situational. So that could be something else that I remove in the near future. Hopefully a regional event that is coming up for me. I'm actually going to be going to an Anaheim regional event in December. Portland, the one that's actually surprisingly closer in my area, that might not happen just because of reasons, but we'll see. I might be able to still make it swing, but I just don't know yet at this time. But at the very least, I'm going to try to start going to as many League Cups and other things as possible. I don't know if you heard that bark in the background, but that's my real life Pokemon, my real dog. Let's see. Yeah, I was surprised. My opponent could have done a lot of things. Like I said, I think they must have had both choice bands prized. At one point, they kept using Sudowoodo. I knocked out. I think I end up knocking out another Sudowoodo here in a second. Let's see. So yeah, their deck list is very similar to me. That the Zoroark that you see at the top right, I think it was Breakpoint or Breakthrough, was another really good Zoroark. The one with the stand-in ability. I've considered experimenting with that Zoroark as well, but I don't know. I really like the Zoroark from the Black and White Zoroark is phenomenal for sure. I've really liked so far. At least this is literally the one test match I've done so far, putting in a dark energy. But yeah, as I said, this match could have gone to a very different way really quickly. I kept expecting a Zor to get knocked out a lot sooner, and I was surprised with how they really wanted to bring back that Sudowoodo. I was a little frustrated that I saw that Sudowoodo again so quickly, so I already knew that he was going to be my main guy I was going to be trying to attack. I see that I have a supporter card here, and I don't know why. What do I end up going for? I end up going for... And do I end up going for Zoroark? Do I knock out, like, I'm trying to see. I don't think I knock out that Sudowoodo this turn, because that Sudowoodo is in the way. And I figure at this point, as far as, you know, you can kind of predict people's like tactics. So you figure that my opponent probably only has one Sudowoodo in his or her deck, and they probably have one Rescue Stretcher at most. So they got lucky bringing back that Sudowoodo at this point. I figure at this point, since they resurrected that Sudowoodo, knocking it out this time probably means I won't have to deal with it again. So I think at this point, I'm thinking if I can get this knockout on the Sudowoodo, getting that computer search was also critical here too, because that also meant that I was able to evolve a Zorua into a Zoroark. Again, another very, very important thing. But yeah, they just didn't have quite enough power to knock it out. So that's why I kept thinking, I think they had, they must have had some choice bands priced, because clearly their experience, like, you know, with their plethora of rainbow rares I see there, like the full art Seismitoad and stuff. But I was just curious. I was happy to have that Guzma back. So at this point, I'm thinking Sudowoodo, even though it's just one prize card, just getting that one more prize card is really, really important. It puts me in the opposition where if they were to knock out my Zoroark or anything, that they would be getting their first two prize cards. It's so critical who gets those first two prize cards, or who is able to get to that like 4 to 5 range, just with how like the numbers works with this game. Now at this point, I'm able to get one more prize card, assuming that this is the last time I will have to deal with Sudowoodo, and then I'll have my bench to myself again, because this deck strives on one thing: having a stacked bench. And at any point, I don't bring back Sudowoodo here, because I figure now at this point that I shouldn't be having to deal with anything else as far regarding that Sudowoodo. So it's time to start stacking my bench up a little bit. I have another pup out there ready with the Dark Energy and stuff, and then I have my Macargo out there as well. So if I can knock out one Zoroark, even if it's with a choice band and stuff, get my bench stacked up, and then the other sitting duck on their bench, the guy, I think I've talked about this in some other videos, I tried a fantastic card, Shaman EX, a fantastic card. If I don't have to play it, I try not to play it unless I absolutely have to, because things like my Exegcute, Shamans, I would even put Tapu Lele at this list. Once you use their ability, they are exposed targets on the bench. So they stack up their bench, and like I said, they stack up their bench. They could have had they even decided to go in with, I would have, if I was in their situation, I would have not been above me to try to go in with Seismitoad. Even doing that, I guess Seismitoad's HP is 180, so I would have been able to get the knockout exactly with a stacked bench. But it might have slowed some things down a bit. I throw out that Mew. Like I said, Mew, again, something... actually, no, that was another one I could add to the list. Mew, try not to put down unless I absolutely have to, because there's actually a lot of things that can knock out, like, low HP guys, especially my Exegcutes. I hate setting those guys out on the bench. You even got things like Tapu Koko running around can potentially knock out two Exegcutes on the bench pretty easily. Late in this match, I actually end up going for that Bridget. I end up grabbing that Zorua. Just kind of have another one out there on the bench in case, or I end up going for the teammates. So I end up going for two Exegcutes. That's what I end up doing. And now at this point, I'm feeling pretty good that I might be able to pull the win out. For having a match that kind of started out a lot slower. One of my favorite parts about deciding if I do record them later or don't do them in real time, like I said, it was a 20-minute match, but nothing really happened in those first 10 minutes. So I decided that, hey, I want to get this video out a little quicker so I can cut that time in half. Hopefully, I just start doing these in a live stream kind of situation. Also, right there, that was one of the biggest hand draws. I was able to draw 16 cards. That was literally half my deck. I kind of just wanted to do that just because I could do that. Literally drawing half my deck, since both me and my opponent had a completely stacked bench. That was pretty funny. So at this point, even if this Zoroark will get knocked out this turn, I feel pretty good about this. I'll start doing my wrap up now. This, like I said, I've been so happy. Thank you so much. People are actually watching and commenting on these like really poorly made gameplay videos. So if someone is finding them interesting and people are just hitting the like button, just coming from the boost pack openings, thank you so much. Like I said, these videos are as much for me to try to share something interesting as it is for me to get practice, to get ready to probably do my first live stream and other things. Just really work through what my thought process is with the Pokemon trading card game. That Zord gets knocked out. I go back in with this Zork, and I don't even think I get the final knockout here. I think they do forfeit the match. But this has been another really fun day. I'm really happy with my channel is at, and fellow trainers, I will see you tomorrow as always.